Welcome you guys back here again. It's Ryan Meyer, and that means it's a FWS World Series 2018 live from Montpellier, France. That's right, we are about to get ready to do the UCI BMX Freestyle Flatland Finals. This is presented to you by SFR, Montpellier, Mediterranean Metropole, and Honor for the Brave. Thank you so much for joining us around the world, but as well, I had to give a big thanks to Claude Hickman for joining us as my on-site MC out here at the Flatland.
Man, it's great to be back with you. Yesterday was absolutely wild. We had some upsets. We had some people that made it into the finals. We had one rider, Tyler Gillard, whose tire blew out 10 seconds into his run. So you never know what's going to happen, but it's going to be an exciting finals today for Flatland.
Oh, that was absolutely crazy, but super happy to see that semifinals roll through. There was just some amazing action go down. It was actually a battle between Alex Jumelon and Matthias Danois, kind of that friendly rivalhood, almost father-son battle, we would have to say on camera there. But hey, this is Montpellier. It's the biggest stop of the tour, but it's a tour. So it's a 5-stop series. Where are we going next? Let's take a look right now at the FWS World Series map. Started things off in Japan for the first time ever. At the start of April, we went to Hiroshima. That's an amazing one. Make sure you guys mark that one on your calendar. Next, Montpellier. It's the 22nd year in a row we've been coming to this one. Love coming here, and I don't think it's ever going to stop. Over the Atlantic to Edmonton, Canada. We're going to be inside the city this year. Note the location change, July 13th to 15th. Then back to Budapest, Hungary, September 7th to 9th. Followed by our 5th stop and last stop on the tour. That's going to be Chengdu, China. So make sure you guys mark those ones on your calendar. If you're able to make it out there, I would love to see you. Moving forward, back over to our Flatland course. You take a look there at the audience. Claude, walk me through some of the stuff with our park.
Man, it's always incredible to have a live audience that's that close to the action where they can really see what's going on. And really what's great about Flatland is you just need a flat area that's large enough for these guys to do their tricks. And if you've never seen Flatland before, if you've done a wheelie, you've began to do Flatland. These guys just didn't quit. And so these are some of the top 8 of the top pros in the world. And they're going to try to get into and out of tricks without touching the ground. And so we have some judges there on the course that are some of the best judges. They've judged at this level. I've judged contests like this before. And it's very difficult to judge because it's such a subjective art form. And so they're going to take into account several things. But let me tell you a little bit about these judges. Alexei Dezelnu, Frank Lucas, and Marty Kopa. Between them, they have probably 80 years of riding experience between those 3 guys. They've invented many of the tricks that are foundational to Flatland, and they know exactly what to look for in the criteria and format that these guys are going to have to abide by UCI. So the format today, each rider is going to get a 3-minute run, and they get 1 run for the judges. The judges will score each rider based on kind of these different categories. Difficulty, how difficult were the tricks? Originality, which plays a huge part in their score. And then execution. Did they pull their trick without touching the ground? So those, among other things, are the things that these judges are looking for. It's not an easy job. And honestly, any of these 8 guys could take the podium just depending on how things go today.
And so as you see there, 8 of the top athletes in Flatland BMX have come out here to showcase their top talent in the world. We went through a huge qualification that had to be split up between 2 days, then went into the semifinals, and now we are finally down to the last straw, the top 8 out here at FWS. If you guys want to stay tuned and you're only able to view this from at home or on your mobile or tablet devices, make sure you guys look at the bottom corner of your screen. Right there is a social media box. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and online. But as well, check us out on YouTube. You just go to the YouTube page and type in FISE, that's FWS. You will find a lot of interactive, live, different content there. As well, make sure you guys stay tuned on the Facebook for our lives. We have some really cool interviews rolling up throughout the day. I'll be going over and doing a bunch before Spine, so make sure you guys stay tuned for that one. As I talked about, there was a heavy semi-final yesterday. It all went down to Alex Jumelon versus Matthias Danois, but this is who came out on top. The man, the myth, the legend, Alex Jumelon.
He is a hometown favorite, lives here around, near the city. And Alex Jumelon has been a part of this contest series, I believe, since the very beginning, 22 years.
Yes, he is the only athlete to actually compete in every single one of the FIS stops.
Something cool about Alex is he has 2 sons, and today they competed in their first Flatland contest this morning in the amateur class. He got to sit by as the proud dad and spectator as him and his wife Elodie watched Nathan and Gaben do their runs today. But I'm so happy for Alex qualifying first. We're going to see if he can hold that spot going into the finals.
Just amazing to be able to see that actual transition within the different categories and ages. Let's go take it down to a live view and see who our riders are.
8e des qualifs. Faites un maximum de bruit pour Monsieur Jean-William Prévost. Tout droit d'Angleterre. Un maximum de bruit pour Lee Musselwhite. It just come from Germany. Make some noise for Mr. Kevin Nikolsky. Straight from Bangkok, Thailand. Make some noise for Mr. Pusa Artpakpoom. Come straight from Japan. Welcome to Mr. Moto Sasaki. Il nous vient d'Espagne. Un maximum de bruit pour Monsieur Vicky Gomez. Next one is so famous, come from France. Make some noise for Mr. Matthias Danois. First rider of the semi-final, straight from France, Montpellier. Make some noise for Mr. Alex Jumelon. Okay, thank you so much, guys.
This lineup was really surprising in a couple of ways. One of the top riders in this group who has the ability to win, it actually qualified the lowest at number 8, Dub. He's the first rider that we're going to see, Jean-William Prévost, out of Montreal, Canada. And Dub absolutely has the ability to win this contest today, but for him, it's very mental. So I'm really interested to see how this plays out. He's been a little rattled, I think, and I'm not saying that in a disrespectful way. I'm saying he has, at his best, he's the best in this group.
Yes.
But if he doesn't bring that to his run, it's just not going to show his full ability. So I'm really interested to see how Dub does.
Well, hey, look, speaking on that topic, actually, of Jean-William Prévost being your first athlete to compete, that just shows you sometimes your favorite rider doesn't necessarily get on the box. Brings me to our next contest. It's a side contest put on by SFR. You guys got to tune in online. Check it out. It's called the Rider of the Day. You have to make your way over to FIS.fr/vote and make your voice be heard. Right now, Alex Jumelon is standing on top, followed by Matthias Danois and then Lee Musselwhite. But if you guys want to see Jean-William Prévost in there, make your voices be heard. And you might get a chance to meet your favorite athlete out there on course at the SFR booth.
Yeah, let's talk through some of these riders that are going to be in this top 8. We've got only one rider from Japan that made it through, Moto Sasaki. There are 3 other riders from Japan, all very good. But like you said, Ryan, it just depends on how things go in the run for them to make it through. We've got Vicky Gomez from Spain. We've got 2 riders from France. It's going to be an interesting lineup. Like I said, all these guys have incredible ability, and it looks like we're getting ready to start there with Jean-William Prévost from Montreal, Canada. They've just put 3 minutes on the clock, and when he starts his first trick is when the clock starts for him.
Yeah, so it's very weird or strange, let's say, for at least me watching Jean-William Prévost go first, because
Yep.
This could be one of your top runs that you see out there today. 3 minutes on the clock. The first guy that's going just made it through the semifinals into the finals. It's not something that we're used to seeing from a defending World Series champion out here.
I'm hoping that he brings the fire that I've seen burn in him, you know, where he just owns the floor. And when he gets almost angry, it's that kind of emotion is when he does the best. And he needs to get into that place mentally right now to do this. I would call Jean-William a back wheel rider. He can do incredibly hard tricks on the front wheel, but what you're going to see is mostly he has dialed in and perfected these back wheel pivots just like that. Switching his foot around on the back wheel. All of these tricks incredibly difficult. He just linked about 7 tricks together in that first 10 seconds. Pumping for more speed. This is a great start for him. If he can get this Undertaker, just missed it. He's one of the few guys that can do that, and his height really helps out. Watch, he goes all the way under to the other side. Jean-William Prévost, we call him Dub for his middle initial. Now he's going to roll right back into this crazy switch right there.
It's not the start actually we were looking for Dub.
Yeah, no, unfortunately this may get in his head, but
yeah, like you had mentioned yesterday, you know, this really is a mental game as well when you get into something. But hey, look at
there we go,
getting a beautiful link right there.
Each one of those links that you pull really just kind of adds to the confidence. They're just building bricks, you know. There he goes, back to that Undertaker.
Yes.
I like what I'm seeing.
That's a confidence builder.
Yeah, I feel like he's getting his confidence back, and this crowd is helping out. And Montpellier, always one of the best crowds at a Flatland event worldwide. This is a spinning death truck. He's going to pump for more speed. He can actually get up to the pedals from this. Looks like he's taking his time to make sure he doesn't lose his balance. There he goes. This is a signature trick of his called the forklift. He's waiting too long on it. Just didn't have the speed to get out, but still incredibly difficult. And the judges are going to score him for most of that combo. I think he's going to try it again. This is usually the right in for it. The crowd's getting behind him. If he doesn't lose his speed, he might have a second chance at it. Here we go, stepping up to the pedal, straightened out. I've never seen him go straight on this. Somehow gained control again. Can he pull it? Oh. 40 seconds left for Dub.
Very unfortunate actually there for Jean-William Prévost. You just see sometimes it's just not your day out there. And not to take away from any of the incredibly difficult tricks that he has pioneered and doing in front of us.
You know, one thing you can say about Dub is he's not playing it safe. He's absolutely going for his tricks, the tricks he knows he can do. He could do a safe run right now if he wanted to, but I respect the fact that he's going for the tricks that he knows he can do. This is not how he's going to want to end up this run, but I love this guy. I know that he has the ability in him to win over any of these guys when he does his best. That's going to be time. Jean-William Prévost from Montreal, Canada. Trying to shake that off, but you know, when you practice for 6-7 hours a day and it comes down to 3 minutes of your life, it's very disappointing. Here's some look at those switches on the back wheel. He's basically created his own company called Iggy to make these pegs on the back wheel that allows him to do those pivots even better. See, you can see it looks like a microphone. They're called a microphone peg. He really knew that he had more potential if he had the right equipment on his bike, and so he just made it himself. We're waiting for his score to come in, so he'll sort of set some kind of standard by which the judges will look and say, was it better or worse? And but I'm afraid his score is probably going to be lower. Up next, coming out of Great Britain, one of the most original riders that we have here. He's invented many of his own tricks. been riding over 20 years. This is Lee Musselwhite, who's just waiting for the scores to come in. There it is.
76.6. That's going to do it right now for John William Prévost, but
that's not a top 3 score.
No.
You know, and I think at this point they're just giving him a rating so that they can move on to the 8. But unfortunately, that's probably not going to hold Dub in the top spot. But Lee could take the top spot right now. I really enjoy the way he has invented his style and really came back with some unique tricks that you won't see anybody else doing. The best way to describe it is limbless. Like, he has no feet, no hands on some tricks on the bike. And he's the only person in the world that can do some of these moves. So I think he's just getting ready mentally here, and then we'll start his time. Some of these guys ride with headphones. You see, that's what Lee's doing. Just mentally, sometimes it helps them to block out the crowd and block out the music and just kind of get into the zone of their own. So here Lee is starting out with one of his creative moves. This is called the Phoenix. Look at that glide. Keeping the back wheel off the ground and stepping across, pulling it clean. Like I said, some of Flatland is so subjective, it's very difficult to judge.
Yes.
You know, because he's the only person in the world that can do some of these tricks. But the question the judges have to ask is, how does the difficulty compare with the other riders like Jean-William Prévost? Another good, clean combo for Lee, though. That's a good start for him. I'm happy for him. Setting up for another glide where he steps over. Now he can do this with no feet and no hands. I think that might be what he's going for. This is called he takes his hands off. This is a spider glide. He's the only person in the world. There it is.
Wow.
Let's see if he can pull back out of this. I can't believe he's going for this in his run.
In a run.
Pulls it clean. Wow.
Lee Musselwhite.
Wow, we did not see that in any of the qualifications until just now. He's saving some tricks for this final, man. He wants to stay on that top spot. Okay, this is a really unique move, and it looks very simple, but incredibly difficult. It's a boomerang backwards, getting back to the pedals. Crowd's getting behind him. I think they want to see him try that again. It's so difficult to explain how hard this is to do. With no brakes, you have to be completely on the balance point, and you have to do it very quickly. Oh.
He got it in his semifinals run, actually, yesterday.
Every time.
What I noticed with that one is that he almost came to a complete standstill as he did that one. This one, you're just still rolling, and to do that, it seems very difficult as he comes back up into this. Wow.
Oh no, I'd hate to see things come apart for Lee. He's had such a great start. Sometimes it helps just to move on, you know, to another combo. I think he's going to try this again. It's a great little no foot, and then he switches right into this backwards glide. Backpacker spin. Pulling it clean. He needs to probably have one more difficult trick to end this run with if he wants to stay in one of those top spots.
20 seconds left as you see on the clock, and with the rulings of the UCI, all the tricks have to be completed before the time runs out. The riders are not allowed to go overtime. He's going to go for this one again.
There it is. Yes. Almost coming off the pedals, but he gets it. The last 2 seconds left on the clock. I'm so happy for Lee. Wow. What a fun rider to watch. You know, he hasn't been competing at all the contests internationally, so it's so fun to see guys like him come out and be here at the feast at Montpellier, and the crowd, man, giving him a lot of love for that run. That's a good run. Here is that trick called the Phoenix. Again, a trick that he invented. It's amazing to have that kind of balance. And then this, he actually has a Guinness World Record for the longest roll in this position, a limbless roll. That's the way they describe it in the Guinness World Record.
Wow.
It's called the Spider Glide. I'm so happy to see him pull that in his run.
Do you know off the top of your head how long that was?
His Guinness World Record?
Yeah.
I don't know because he's the only guy that does it, so it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter, does it?
But he's got 2 Guinness World Records, and his wife Amy, I think, is here this week with him. I'm sure she's proud of that run. He seemed to be happy at the end of that run. And, you know, these guys are just having fun. It's one of these sports where they're doing their best. These are professional athletes. This is a world circuit, you know, event, but they're also just having fun.
Exactly. And I mean, you've mentioned, and we talked on this so many times, actually. Yes, getting up a nice score right there, an 81.66. To see how long he will be able to hold on to that one. But we were discussing just after that how much this is actually an art form. It's like a dance formation, and to judge that subjectively is always very difficult in these freestyle disciplines, but there's some way that we have to try and categorize it as well. Moving up to a rider who has such a different style than the last one we just saw. Very high, impactful, adrenaline-based, I feel. Kevin Nikolski from Berlin. His tattoos and style kind of flows within his riding style, I feel, as well.
It's just 200%, man. Like I feel like he is on the verge of flying off the bike at any point. But what we've seen from him this weekend are flawless runs.
Yes.
Both qualifiers, he basically had a flawless run, touched maybe at the very end, but it didn't count against him. Let's see if he can do that again in the finals. If he does, he's going to do really well.
I personally thought he got a little underscored for his semifinals run, but I am new to this sport, so it was just entertaining to me.
Yeah, these jump switches.
Yes. Clean connection. He, like you said, though, he just seems to be on fire out here today. I mean, this weekend in Montpellier. You can see on his bike it's a much more street setup than some of the other Flatland athletes.
Yes.
Whoa, and spinning the bars back there.
Some of the moves that he does are very difficult on the bike, so having a stronger, stiffer frame like that help for a spin just like that. And once again, man, Kevin is putting together a great run. 1 minute into his 3. He's got 2 minutes left. He's got some of these hop switches where he will jump, switch the bars and his feet in the middle of a spin. Incredibly difficult. Let's see if he sets one up right here. Watch his hand and his feet.
Yeah. Oh,
just missed it. And again, man, if you fall during one of these switches, you're going to fall on the bike, or, you know, you can get really hurt. But he hits it right there.
It's so
back
incredible to stay on those pegs and in that balance point.
Crossing it up for the crowd and back to the pedals. Kevin Nikolski coming out of Germany. Really happy for him to see him make it into these finals. He's going to reset for another combo. You know, his combos take a little longer, so these guys that link together more tricks, that will give them more points, but it eats up more time. So there's a nice spin on the back wheel, pumping it for more speed. He's, a little stuck there, but he's keeping it going. Yeah, got the turbines and somehow climbed back out of it.
So
Kevin Nikolski. Wow.
40 seconds left for you.
Here we go, setting up for what's probably going to be his last link. He needs to bring something difficult for the judges. There's his last little G-turn move. He's still got time left. Now we have riders coming later that will do tricks that are a little more difficult than Kevin, but this is where execution really helps him out. He's getting the crowd pumped for this last move, spinning on the front wheel, turbine backwards and going for this switch. That's going to be time for Kevin though, and that is a respectable run. I cannot believe this crowd in Montpellier. Wow.
Wow, great run from Kevin Nikolski. Let's dissect it a little bit here.
Yeah, these switches on the front wheel where he's spinning the bars and switching his feet at the same time, so technical. And this judging may score the difficulty a little lower, but what Kevin has is just flawless execution. He just gets out there, does his tricks, pulls them, and that makes a great run, and that's why he's here in the finals.
How he grabs that around there onto the handlebar.
Kevin, such a fun rider to watch. Such a fun guy to hang out with, too. Just a quick thank you to Credit Agricole, one of the sponsors of Flatland. And of course, honor for the brave. It takes bravery to do these jumps and switches like that, because if you fall, man, you could really get hurt.
Yeah, incredible riding out there from the German athlete. Right now we're just waiting to see what the scores come in for Nikolsky. It's good enough at 79.16 under Lee Musselwhite.
Now, there it is. You might be wondering why he scored under Lee.
Yeah.
And even though Kevin did very well, the judges are looking at the originality that Lee Musselwhite brought and the difficulty of his tricks. And so that's keeping him in that top spot for now. But this guy, Toon, has all those elements under his sleeve. Toon, coming out of Thailand, has been really working on his contests. And he actually reached out to another mentor who's a seasoned veteran to ask him to help him become better at performing well under pressure in these contest runs. And it's been helping him out. And obviously, here he is in the finals. Great front wheel rider, and just one of those riders all the other riders love and respect. Let's see if he can bring it today. Toon starting off on the front wheel. Little steamroller. He's got to keep that hair tied up out of his face. Back to the pedals. Good first link for Toon. Now, one thing to watch for Toon is these tricks that he does where he steps up to the stem. He's setting up for something else right here. It's a little backwards boomerang into this half-packer. Can he keep the speed going? Swinging it around. Wow, almost lost control, but maintaining it. That's where that practice and mental training has been paying off for Toon. Let's see if he can step out of this and pull it clean.
Coming around that link as a crowd out here in Montpellier. They're on their feet. It's one of the largest audiences that we have coming out through the weekend. It's Saturday out here, so everyone has brought the whole family out. And just holding that balance point, Toon with the bar spin out.
Full bar spin out of it. That is a long link for him, and that's going to score him some good points. It might even move him into the top spot, but he's still got some tricks coming, and one of them is a double boomerang on the stem. He's setting up for this jump. Watch him jump through the frame with both feet and land facing backwards. Here we go. He sets it up. He's going to switch directions and jump at the same time. Yeah. That is a great switch. Now he's going to pull it into another couple of tricks. Here's where he would set up for that boomerang. Oh, just missed the stem. Oh, that's unfortunate for him. That would have been a great combo. He still get credit for the first part of that move. And this is a great run for Toon. 40 seconds left. Here's where he's going to set up for that double boomerang on the stem. Does one, but he's got a little bit of time left. I think he's going to go for that double boomerang because that is one of his closer tricks. Let's see if he can get it in before the time runs out. Watch his feet on the stem. It goes around once. Going for that second time. Just got right off balance. But he's got 18 seconds and the crowd's getting behind him. He's got one last try. 1 and 2. Just can't get back to the pedals.
That's going to do it as the buzzer ticks down for Toon.
Wow. you know, what an honor to make it to these finals and be lined up with these guys. Toon absolutely deserves to be here. Here's one of those spinning front wheel tricks. Hopping around, kind of half
so cool how he gets back on with that one.
And here's this backwards boomerang into the spinning half packer. Almost lost control. Look, almost no speed at all. But these guys can use their momentum of the bike and their balance to actually pump for more speed. This is where the trick, yep, he did get it there. Slipped the pedal a little bit, but I think he stayed on the bike. Just waiting for the score to come in for him, see where he lands.
So as you see, look at the audience out there in Montpellier. It's absolutely packed in. If you wanted to get some more heads in, I don't even know if you could. Right now, we're currently just waiting for Toon's score to pump in. You see up next is going to be Moto Suzuki, and that means it's going to be the second half. We've gone through the first 4 riders of our 8-man final. In between these 4 riders, there's going to be a 4-minute break for the next athletes to warm up and get the muscles going. Right now, you've just seen our first 4 athletes go down. Currently, Lee Musselwhite is standing in first place there with an 81.66. Kevin Nikolsky, the German rider from Berlin, is standing with a 79.16. And in third place, Jean-William Privot, the Canadian boy, with a 77.16.
Yeah, I don't know if that's going to be enough to put Toon in the top spot. We'll see right now.
And it's going to be good enough for second place with an 80.13. So that's going to do it so far for the first half of our section. Let's take a look back at Hiroshima and check out the top 3 athletes out there.
Yeah, this is Alex Jumelin that we're watching. And once again in the top 3 here in Montpellier, actually taking the first qualifying spot. We're going to see later if he can hold on to that. Alex has this real unique front wheel style that he kind of invented himself a few years ago, using his foot as a brake, no brakes on his bike. And we'll see him a little later along with Vicky Gomez right here from Spain. Always fun to watch with those bar switches. Very professional.
All of them doing so well out there in Japan as well. I have to just touch note on that. It's just incredible to see the Japanese culture welcome BMX, but as well showcase how dedicated they are to the sport of flatland.
Yeah, flatland in Japan is just on another level. They have schools even for kids that are 5, 6, 7, and it's amazing what the ability they have. Just all across Japan, it's so popular, and so having the feast come to Japan is such a great honor. It's such a great opportunity to showcase what Japan has done with the art of flatland.
And then you see there our first place from Hiroshima is none other than Matthias Dandois. So you saw there, of course, it was going third, second, first. And Matthias right there with that signature no hand spin.
Yep, he qualified second coming into today, had a little bobble in his run, and so we'll see today if he can pull a flawless run, get him back into that top spot. But, you know, between him, Alex, Vicky, all these guys, anything could happen in these next 4.
Yeah, it's such an incredible set of riders to watch, as we still see some highlights coming from Matthias in his Hiroshima run. One of the riders that I noticed is just does such long links all the way to the very end, some of them going over 1 minute. An absolute incredible rider to see go. But we have the top 4 freestyle athletes, flatland athletes out there on the course right now in Montpellier. You see this aerial view going right now. You see as well that it's going to be Moto Suzuki coming up, going to be the first rider out of that next 4, heat number 2 right now out there in Montpellier.
And a great example of the level of riding from Japan is Moto Suzuki. One of the most incredible riders that they have, shows up at all the contests internationally. he has this incredible just style where he gets so leaned over on the bike, he will actually scrape his handlebars on the floor in the middle of the trick. So watch his handlebar end as he gets so contorted on these tricks, just like that.
Yeah, just such an incredible style, actually, as he grazes that handlebar around, but still keeps the speed and the balance point. Absolutely amazing to watch.
Good start for Moto. And you know, the Japanese just have such a disciplined way of life, and it carries over into their flatland.
Yes, it's such a humbled culture as well. There's, you know, they take such dedication and have so much respect for each and every one of their crafts. Doesn't matter what it is in every single aspect of life. And you notice that within Flatland, it just seems to be this meticulous sport that works so well with their mindset.
It's really cool to hear the Montpellier crowd get behind these Japanese riders. You hear them cheer, get him back on the bike after that fall. That's unusual for him, but he's going to make it up with this trick right here on the pedal and the handlebar at the same time. Moto Sasaki, wow. Yes, that is a trick that's original with him, incredibly difficult. Moto is just a well-known name in the sport. He's a Nora Cup winner. He's just started a BMX company with Uchi Wagwan, and that's the frame that he's riding today. So dialed. Almost never see him mess up or touch or come off the bike. But let's see what he does here in this run as he steps over into this spin, going the other way, switches directions, pulls it out clean for the crowd. 1 minute left for Moto Sasaki. Takes a lot of energy to get into those positions and hold that position with your arms.
I'm really, really hoping. I mean, we have some troublesome weather rolling in. I'm looking over the Flatland course right now. It's very black. I'm just hoping that this weather holds off so that all of these next 4 riders are able to complete their run. But look at that cross-footed spin from,
He stayed technically on the bike. Not sure exactly how the judges count hands touching the floor, but you know, they're giving every ounce of effort to staying on the bike and pulling these tricks. That trick is one of his most difficult tricks. Now, Moto has some kickflip tricks as well. I don't know if we'll see those today, but he has more tricks up his sleeve than we've seen so far. Let's see what he pulls out here in this last 20 seconds. Moto Sasaki, 11 seconds, just slips that peg. I think he's going to try to put one more trick in, even if it doesn't get in before the time. Nope, decides to call it. Such a great guy. Love this dude. Love seeing him at contests around the world. He loves this crowd. We've been seeing him at most of the FIS World Series stops. He will definitely be in Edmonton coming up, the next stop. So there's that spin I was talking about, Ryan, where he's got his foot on the handlebar and the pedal at the same time. It's an incredibly difficult move. Pulls it clean. There's where he scrapes his handlebar on the ground. His handlebar, his bar end is actually ground down at like a 45-degree angle just from doing that trick.
Purposely or just from scraping it on the ground?
It's just from where. Yeah, even his peg is like that. I don't know how often he goes through those peg ends or bar ends, but Moto, such a nice dude, so kind, such a good representative of Japanese culture here today. He made him say ooh la la.
Ooh la 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 la, and it's good enough for first, an 88.76. There we go, as we're going with
well deserved. Definitely the right score for Moto. And again, it's because of the difficulty. Even though you saw him come off the bike, have some touches, the difficulty level of those tricks was just points above the other guys so far. But if anybody can knock him out of that top spot, it's one of these next 3 guys, and one of them is Vicky Gomez here from Spain, lives in Luxembourg now. And Vicky actually is a new father, has an 11-year-old daughter, Stella, at home with his wife, Alexis. So that is not going to stop him from putting his best run here together in Montpellier. Now watch Vicky. He does these body varial switches just like that. Makes it look so easy. Stepping up to the pedals. And Vicky's so dialed with these tricks. Now, Vicky cut his finger 2 weeks ago. We saw this in the qualifier. He had a little bandage on his hand, and I didn't know what it was, but we talked to him about it. He said the bandage was coming off every trick. He was having to push it back on, but he had a new bandage, and looks like it's not bothering him too much today. The thing that Vicky does really well are these pressure flips on the front wheel where he doesn't touch the handlebars, but he will make them flip just like that, cross-footed, spinning it all the way back around to a steamroller, still pulling it clean. And even his bike is set up to help him do some of these switch tricks. His handlebars, I don't know if you can tell, they look a little smaller. Most of these guys are riding 8-inch. I ride 9.5 bars.
Smaller rise, yeah.
He has 7-inch bars on his bike, but to him, it's exactly what he wants for these switches. Yeah.
And does he have a large stack on it? Or no, it's not at all.
It's very low.
Stack. Yeah.
Yeah, pulling another clean trick. Oh. Little showmanship move, and that kind of threw him off the bike, but Vicky, super professional guy, you know, representing his sponsors really well. He's found a way to incorporate arts with Flatland, music and dance. He's really brought Flatland into what I would call some black tie events in Luxembourg. To watch this pressure flip, 360 with the bars, used his hand a little bit. Now he's setting up for one more move. Here it is. There he goes, no-handed, but didn't quite get it. Ryan, these guys are talented in so many areas of their life. Vicky just did a TEDx talk about a month ago.
Wow.
Incorporating just creativity in Flatland. He was working on his talk. He's actually got his speech written on the side of his white tire, the key words for it on the side of his front tire to help him remember as he gave the talk. But let's see this last 20 seconds. If he can make it count right here. I think he wants to get these last pivots out of this trick. Yeah, and a little decade at the end for Vicky Gomez.
So amazing. Wow.
2 seconds, one more trick.
One more decade right there. Looks at the clocks, need to get one more in there.
You know, that's where the composure and just the veteran experience kind of plays off. He looks and he's got 2 seconds, immediately thinks of a trick that will fit into that time frame and pulls it, you know?
Yeah.
So Vicky, look up on the pedal, keeping that balance point. And here's one of those switch foot moves where he switches directions into the steamer, and then it usually goes right into that pressure flip from that. I think he missed some of the bigger combos that he wanted to hit, but he still hit these body varial tricks at the very beginning.
Yes.
We're going to have to just wait and see what the judges do at that compared to our leader, Moto Sasaki. I don't know if this is going to take the top spot, but I wasn't watching it as a judge. I just was enjoying watching Vicky here for this crowd.
You know, and that's so fun to be able to come out here and do actually just watch it for the fun of it, not think about, okay, I have to actually take that as a job. But that's just something that you get absorbed in with these athletes, is that this is such a poetic form of expression for them. You just get stuck in what they're trying to convey. And I really love watching this sport of Flatland BMX. So we're waiting for the judges to put their score in right now. Moto Sasaki is sitting in first place with an 88, and it's not going to be good enough. Vicky Gomez is going to second place, respectively, an 87.4. Great score, nonetheless, for Vicky Gomez.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think that's the right place for him. It's still a very high score. You'll notice it's 6 points above Lee Musselwhite, so there's still a lot of room at the top, but this guy usually doesn't score below second place. Matthias Dandois, the BMXer, the actor. I mean, what doesn't he do? You know, he's had a movie premiere that just came out here. MILF, that stands for Man, I Love Flatland. And man, we're so happy for him.
Man, he does actually. I mean, all this extra publicity is putting a spotlight on these action sports. And like you said, so many Flatland athletes are multi-talented and have different facets of their life that they're working on. But this is when they express Flatland out here at the FIS Montpellier. This is a sport and the location as well that Matthias Dandois has kind of called his home contest, let's say. Matthias going into his first links here.
Now, to be serious though, some of those things that he's been doing are going to take his toll. Last year he traveled 300 days of the year.
Wow.
Doing Flatland and working on this movie. So we're going to see if it affects his riding. I haven't seen it affect his riding. He's been learning tricks during that time, just like that move out of that spin. Matthias has
can you imagine
way.
You take the biggest businessman in the world, and yeah, that is very hard to travel 300 days of the year.
He said, I was only home maybe 40, 50 days. But watch the way he floats around the front end. He is just incredible at putting it all together when he needs to. When the pressure's on, he knows how to make it happen. Watch him climb up on the pedals and spin this time machine move. He's actually going to step over to the other pedal, turbines backwards, and then listen to the crowd. Can he pull it? Yes.
Yes, Matthias Dandois. And the crowd erupts. We can hear it all the way down the river bankment.
All right. This is another one of his signature moves that he's setting up for. And his, height really helps out with some of these tricks. Hooking his foot, that's a new move for him. But yeah, being taller, I think really helps him get into these positions and lean the bike way over.
And there he goes with no hands.
All right, he's going to set up for this jump right there, all the way through.
Oh.
Almost lost the angle, but he's such a professional, man. He can get it back on the balance point and pull it into this link that I thought was going to end, but he's kept it going.
And this is what I mean about Matthias Dandois doing the longest links that I feel I see in contests here, and he just keeps going and going.
Oh, here we go.
This is that signature.
He goes so fast.
So fast. But he has caught his handlebar actually with his shirt there. Yeah, and pulls it out still.
He knows that he's got to bring his big tricks to beat Moto Sasaki. Let's see if he can pull this clean.
That
and he
link
does.
was about 1 minute 40 seconds right there. That was so long.
But man, that's what he needed to do to get way into the 90s in his score, because after him is coming the one guy that could beat him. Now this is the Will partner, I was here first, named by Terry Adams, pulling that clean. He just learned that trick a couple weeks ago, and he's already doing it in his run. One more trick for Matthias Dandois, and that is a great run.
Yes.
To finish it off here in Montpellier. That is definitely going to put him in the top spot. We're just going to have to wait to see what his score is. He has so much fun, and he's just fun to watch.
Oh, he's so incredibly, such an entertainer out there on the BMX course. This is going to be a difficult one for the judges, but as well, this is something that we are expecting to see into the 90s. Such an incredible composure throughout the entire 3 minutes of this run, from start to finish, jam-packed with so many links and such long combinations there.
Yeah, several of these tricks are kind of new tricks this year for him, and I'm so glad to see him working these tricks into his contest runs. He didn't play it safe. I think he went for some things that were new for him, that were difficult, and I think he learned from the qualifiers he needed to go a little bit bigger to get a bigger score.
We're just going to have to wait and see. Moto Sasaki right now has that top spot with an 88.76, and we're going to have to wait and see. Our estimates were that we are getting into the 90s with the judges there, but we do not know yet. Coming with the scores to flow in, and it's going to be a 92.93. Matthias Dandois has stepped up into first place, and your first competitor out here in the finals to break the 90s.
Now, this is when going last it's a double-edged sword, because now the pressure is on Montpellier's own Alex Jumelin to bring his biggest tricks. He knows he's got to do something incredible here in this 3 minutes to take the top spot from his friend Matthias Dandois. He's going to kind of get set mentally, clear the course a little bit.
Wow, so serious for Alex Jumelin right now. I haven't seen this type of look actually on his face before contest in a very long. This is a serious Alex Jumelin.
He's getting his angry face on, Ryan. And this crowd loves
look at
Alex.
that. You can see that intimidation and determination in his face as he forces a smile out looking to the crowd.
Now, there might have been some rain on the course.
It's not going to. Oh, no, I'm hoping it's not going to start raining right now.
Well, I don't think it's raining, but I think that he's asked them to just run the course with a few brooms and hopefully get the dust off. I'm hoping that's what's happening and hope that there's not actual rain coming down on the course. Obviously, that would make it very dangerous for these guys to continue.
And you know, actually, from UCI rulings, everyone in the everyone in the contest has to be able to get one run through for these runs to stick. That means if Alex Jumelin is not able to put a run together, then this contest is actually not going to count towards it. So we're going to have to wait and hopefully get this contest dried up, this course dried up. Because as you're spinning around like this...
That is incredible.
Yeah.
They want to see him ride no matter what. You know, this could actually, in a strange twist, turn out in his favor because the water cleans the floor for these guys and it gets the dust off. And that grip is really important to the tricks that they do as they're, you know, leaning the bike and the tire into that angle so hard. So in a strange way, if it clears up for 3 minutes for him, he may have a little bit of an advantage in having a clean course to ride on.
And to have the audience, your hometown crowd behind you like this, I know he wants to perform out here. The one man in FIS history who has competed in absolutely every single FIS edition every year.
Now, the way they're continuing to sweep it, I'm guessing there's still rain coming down. It looks like there's some on Alex's shirt. This would just be unfortunate if he couldn't continue right now. I mean, the momentum in the room, so to speak, is full throttle. It looks like he wants to just go for it.
And you can see the cloud coverage if we get our cameras to go up there. Johan, even our sports representative on course there, doing some of it. Alex is just going to, I believe, test out and see.
Wow.
So you see the incredible audience out here in Montpellier, determined to stick it out as well through the weather. They want to see Jumelin.
Now that's his wife Elodie watching patiently. I'm sure nervous for him, wants to see him do his best, but also doesn't want to see him get hurt on a course with water that's coming down during the middle of his run. You know, this is interesting about what it might do mentally for Alex. I don't know if this will rattle him. He's such a professional. I've seen him push through all kinds of circumstances. I don't think this is going to affect him a whole lot. May have even given him a chance just to get his head around the moment. It looks like he's going to go for it, Ryan. Wow. DJ Dadu down there talking with Alex a little bit, making sure he's ready. This is going to be interesting to see what happens, and he has just started his time on the front wheel with a plastic man into these signature moves on the front wheel where he uses his foot as a brake, foot jam into this G-turn, pumping in it. That's a great first combo for Alex Jumelin. Looks like whatever is on the course, it's not bothering him.
Jumelin coming here and wanting to deliver as he comes out in this amazing battle to the end. Oh, just slipping that one. Not characteristic.
The crowd's getting behind him. He's going to have maybe a flawless run, though, to beat what Matthias Dandois did in his score. So we're going to have to wait and see. It looks like he's doing good so far, getting into these G-turn moves. Backwards rolling boomerang. The crowd here is incredible.
Oh, it's incredible, and to be in his hometown, and as well, I just had to touch, how is Alex Jumelin always standing on top? He is year after year coming out and reinventing his style.
Wow, stomping another good clean combo. Alex Jumelin shook off whatever weather may have tried to rattle him. He's putting together a good run here. He's got 1 minute, 30 seconds left, half his time left. Starting off cross-footed, gets into this little switch. Pumping it for more speed. I think he won a little foot jam decade out of that. We'll see if he comes back to it later. You know, it looks like he's just having fun. And that's great. There is this.
Wow, yes.
He's one of the only people in the world, I think, that can do that 1080. G-turn, hop into 2 more G-turns.
That's such an incredible balance and strength with your front arms there.
Here he goes again with these G-turns, rolling back.
45 seconds on the clock.
On the stem. I think he's going to go for maybe a little decade at the end. Let's see if he gets it back to the pedals. Nice. Alex is making the most of this opportunity. I know he's got to be thinking, what can I do to upset #1 Matthias Dandois? Let's see what he's got in this last 18 seconds. He's going to go back up to the back wheel. Watch this as he steps over the top onto the pedal. Oh no, he's only got 3 seconds left. That is going to be time for Flatland's David Beckham, if we had one. The best looking man in Flatland, Alex Jumelin. Such a great guy. He's put so much work, spent all afternoon emceeing for the amateur class with some of his own kids from his FWS Academy here.
Yeah, you know, that's something actually that you don't see and you don't hear about so often is Alex Jumelin puts so much into the actual organization as well as the FWS. He isn't just a competitor. He isn't just a coach for having his own school. He has so many different roles out here at the FWS. He loves being a part of this. This is his life, his passion. And we are so devoted and thankful that he is able to come out here and deliver like this. You see within the crowd out there in Montpellier, they're on their feet and cheering the loudest. They know this is Alex Jumelin in the flesh.
Well, if it wasn't for Alex, there would not be Flatland like this at the FWS World Series.
Yes.
He has been an ambassador for the sport in such an incredible way, and I'm so thankful for him and just the legacy that he is building within Flatland, and especially now starting his own Flatland Academy here. Alex Jumelin, such love for him from this crowd. They're just waiting to see his score come in. I think Matthias had a 92.
Yeah, I do believe Matthias was sitting
a little over 92.
With a 92.93. In second place right there, it was an 88.7 by Moto Suzuki.
Yep.
And we're going to have to wait and see where Alex Jumelin, our first place semi-finalist, is going to link up within there. Right now, you see on the bottom of your screen, of course, the score to beat is Matthias Dandois.
There they
friend
are.
and countryman right there, hand in hand. And it's going to be a 91.96. That means Alex Jumelin moves into second place, and Matthias Dandois is going to be your champion out here at the UCI BMX Freestyle Flatland World Cup Final.
He's so happy right now. You know, he's been bringing home these first place wins despite all the travel, but I think this one means so much to him to do it right here in France, you know, for his home countrymen. I can't imagine what he must be feeling right now. So happy for him. Here's his fellow French riders coming to just congratulate Matthias Dandois, our winner today, BMX Flatland Finals at the FWS. Holding on to that top spot. And now it's just time to party and have fun.
Man, and it couldn't be more of a show as it came down to the battle of the Frenchmen, Mathias Danois and Alex Jumelin. The Frenchmen, basically the local boys. Alex Jumelin taking Mathias Danois under his wing and putting the whole kind of Paris connection together. Alex watching his own children actually compete in the amateur category today, come down to the rain. It was no more than a spectacle that we saw right there. But let's take a look back at the winning run from today. This is Mathias Danois, the amazing thing that we have just witnessed. It was such a flawless performance. Right now, let's take a look back at how he got onto that top position.
Yeah, I think coming out of the qualifiers, he knew he needed to bring a little bit more difficulty and just have a flawless run. So on the front wheel, Mathias is just so dialed, putting together all of his signature moves, plus several of his new tricks that he's just learned in the recent months, despite all the travel that he does for promoting his film and all the other things that he does as an athlete for Red Bull and for FWS. And I'm so happy to see that it all came together for him today to take that top spot.
Just amazing performance out there from the young Frenchman from Paris. He has done so much work, and like you said, over 300 days of traveling in the off-season in this last year and coming together. It's just been so incredible, a whirlwind of emotions out there today. To be able to come from the second place semi-finalist yesterday, battling it out with Alex Jumelin. You see there some of the last seconds from his run. Such an emotional spectacle. Let's go down and see live the podium for the UCI BMX Freestyle Flatland Finals.
Place de ce podium. The third place, please make some noise for Mr. Moto Sasaki.
Really happy to see Moto take one of these podium spots.
Check, Moto.
Yeah, it's beautiful to see the Japanese athlete come out here and actually step up on top there. A great run and a great performance from him out here in Montpellier.
Well-deserved third place for Moto.
At the second place, make
some
noise for
second place. We've been teasing it so often. The man who has competed in 22 years of the FWS.
You know, he's giving so much to Flatland, not just this event, but, you know, Coast Cycles and his own company, his own frame, starting the school here. It's just incredible to see, and I think we just need to pay respect. There's the boss himself coming out to welcome Alex on his second place. But I just want to pay respect to what Alex has done for the discipline of Flatland worldwide. We all owe him a debt of gratitude for making things like this possible.
Gros podium. Grosse ambiance sur le flat. Merci Dadou pour avoir mis le feu. Et on peut faire encore. Ok. On va se faire une petite interview de Mathias après. Yes. En tout cas, Montpellier, encore une fois du fond du cœur. Cette année, t'as tout déchiré, Montpellier. Et est-ce qu'on peut faire un max de bruit pour toi? Allez. Et on se retrouve à 19h45 pour une séance de dédicace au stand fluide. Avec nos 3 premiers riders, on va se faire une petite interview de Mathias Danois. Et ce soir, pour la grosse soirée.
So as we were just going to actually get a little bit of an interview out there from Mathias Danois, but we're in a French audience, we have the French MCs, and it's a French winner on top of the box. So I'm going to have to see if I can do my best French to English translation for you guys. You think that's going to work?
Yeah, I'll let you handle that.
Okay, we'll try.
It will be in English, bro.
We're just going to wait a tiny bit. The crowd out here. Hold on, we'll hold off and see what we get right here. Okay, I'm with Mathias, the winner. Only second stop, just
few words about your win, few words about the spirits and the fees today.
Just honestly unbelievable. The crowd in Montpellier is the best in the world. They gave me so much energy today, and I felt like I was on fire on the bike. I honestly felt like I was flying today on the bike, and nothing could stop me. And I pulled my dream run. Everything worked out perfect. I did the biggest score I did in my life. I think 92 point something, and I don't know, like. Honestly, thank you so much. My parents are here too, so it's the first time they come to see me riding in a contest, and I just wanted to do good because they are my parents and I love them. So merci maman, merci papa, Laurie, et merci à Montpellier, ça fait trop plaisir. À très vite.
Thank you so much. We see you in Edmonton. Bien joué, vous. Bien joué. Encore un match de bruit pour Monsieur Mathias Dandois.
Wow, you know, I didn't know that his parents were here. From a very young age, they've allowed Matthias to travel at the world to do what he loved to do. And I've asked him about it before, and he said that they were very supportive. They didn't push him into it. They were very supportive. How cool is it that they got to be here for his winning run today at FIS Montpellier?
I think just ups the emotional value of this whole entire spectacle. So great to see as well that his parents come out here. He said, you know, I felt like I was on fire, that I was unstoppable out there on the bike. This gives me goosebumps, honestly. I personally think this is one of the coolest sports going at the FIS. I love it so much to watch. It's so incredible. Let's take a look at the standings right now. You see on screen, of course, Matthias Dandois, followed by Alex Jumelin, Moto Sasaki, Vicky Gomez, Lee Musselwhite, Toon Pakfum, Kevin Nikolsky, and Jean-William Prévost finishing it off. Unfortunate for Jean-William Prévost that he did not get the run that he wanted. Of course, we are going to be able to see him in our next stop, which is going to be Canada. Hopefully he has a bit of that country patriotism back in him and he gets that focus.
I hope the same thing. You know, I want nothing but good for Dub, and I hope that, man, he does his best in Edmonton, Canada. We'll just have to wait and see. But what a great finals today. I'm so happy for Matthias again, taking that top spot. And we got to see 8 of the best riders in the world, multiple different countries.
You see there on screen right now, this is the overall rankings for the UCI BMX Freestyle World Cup. You see there, of course, Matthias Dandois pulling off 2 wins in a row there, increasing his lead over Vicky Gomez, almost 3,000 points. You guys can see the rest of the rankings right there. Talking about other contests, we had some other stuff going on online. It was the SFR Rider of the Day, and who is the winner from that? It's none other than Alex Jumelin. You see Alex Jumelin winning the votes by over 42.12% right there. So the SFR Rider of the Day going to Alex Jumelin. You guys tune in to FIS.com to figure out where you're going to be able to collect your prizes. Thank you so much on behalf of myself, Ryan Meyer, Claude Hickman, and everyone else out at the FIS organization. It's been an incredible Flatland contest finals. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you guys stay tuned for the next events that we have going today. It's as well, hopefully, cross your fingers for the weather, Spine BMX Freestyle finals are going to be happening out there. But as well, make sure you guys stay tuned for Edmonton. That's going to happen July 13th to 15th. Check it out, and we'll see you there.